Welcome back to Warthog News. This week, the F-14 was confirmed not coming, which isn't too surprising, and there was some economic changes. So before we get into those, be sure to hit the subscribe button. So in my last Warthog News video, I was feeding on some speculation that perhaps the F-14 is coming sometime this year. A lot of people very much liked that idea and brought it over to the forums where they discussed the possibilities. And amidst this discussion, someone had stated, so we're having the F-14 in August. I'll delete War Thunder if they don't get F-14 Danger Zone as menu music. Sim10AP replied with saying, no, we are not. Which those who are holding out hope and thinking maybe he's saying no to Danger Zone, as he does bring it up in another quote, it is most likely that he's saying that we're not going to have the F-14 in August. Not denying it for winter, but let's not get too hyped out there. For the most part, the plane is denied, and that's kind of to be expected. My last video was quite speculative. Now that's not the end of this case. You see, I was handed an image by a smaller War Thunder YouTuber of a US aircraft carrier that carried both the A4B and what seems to be an F-14, as well as a few others, including helicopters. And as you can clearly see, this image is of a War Thunder sign-up page. Now, this isn't actually the first time I've seen this image. In fact, the first time it was linked onto the rumor roundup for 1.99 on April 8th. A few questions were asked if this could be added in 1.99, and a resounding no was answered. Upon me reading this back in April, I had assumed that it was another Photoshop, as there's quite a lot of these that go around. But Silent Gamer, the YouTuber, sent me this, was quite certain that it was real. So I decided to put the URL in from the image to test for myself, see if it really would pop up. But to my surprise, it did. For less than a second, you can see the image. It quickly loads up some gameplay footage in the background of it, and refreshing the page does not bring it up again. However, opening the same URL on a private browsing window, it does pop up again. However, I noticed in the corner it showed my browser had been loading an image from Imgur, or Imager, or whatever how you pronounce it, which is a image hosting platform. And if this was official stuff from Gaijin, why would it be hosting it on a third party? Why not one of their own servers? So I looked around with Inspect Element to see if I could find a little thing weird. I found the URL for the image, and it is indeed an Imgur image. So after that, my thought was perhaps somebody had altered the URL in some way to add their own information here for some sort of ultimate prank. So I looked at the URL and noticed that it said play for free, and then it had a little bit extra onto it, YouTube TRB. And the normal play for free page does not have this aircraft carrier show up at all. It has a image of some vehicles that are currently in game. So I got thinking, what does YouTube TRB stand for? So I googled it, and I found out that it was the link to get the Russian Badger decal when they did a sponsorship with him. The sponsorship has since then concluded, but I still don't understand why they would put a picture of the Midway aircraft carrier on that page, and I doubt the Russian Badger had any say on what kind of data goes on there. Perhaps this is just all some sort of very elaborate old April Fool's joke, as the first time it was brought up was only a few days after April 1st. And unfortunately, that's where this story ends. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think this is? Is this some old April Fool's joke? Is Gaijin secretly hinting towards modern aircraft carriers and F-14s? Be sure to comment that down below. Now, before I get onto the economic changes, first I want to go over the fact that there has been a number of data mines going on, though the only real interesting fact is that 2 new countries had been added for stat car flags, and we already know what one of them is because this video is taking forever. It's Turkey and Egypt. So I'm very curious to see what vehicle we'll get that's Egyptian. So now let's get on to these economic changes, and there's quite a lot of them, as we both have purchase costs, research costs, and repair costs all changing for a number of vehicles. I'll be sure to do my best time stamping these, but I'll be starting with the US and going up in battle rating, and starting with the purchase and research cost changes. Starting with the M6A1, its research cost has reduced 20,000, now being 26,000, and its purchase cost has lost 70,000, now being 100,000. The M24 has lost 24,000, now is 71,000, with its purchase cost being reduced 50,000, now being 210,000. The T34 US one has lost 17,000 to its research cost, now being 78,000, and 30,000 to its purchase cost, now being 230,000. The T32 has lost 25,000 to its research cost, now being 95,000, and 40,000 from its purchase cost, being 26,000. The AB163 has a reduction to its research cost of 60,000, now being 120,000, and a reduction of 190,000 to its purchase cost, now being only 300,000. The XM803 has a reduction to its research cost of 70,000, now being only 180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 200,000, now being only 490,000. $100,000. And the MBT-70 got the same treatment, with the exact same numbers being reduced. And the M1 got a reduction to its research cost of $30,000, now being $220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $110,000, now being $58,000. For German tanks, the Tiger H1 had a decrease to its research cost of $20,000, now being only $26,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $70,000, now being only $100,000. While the Tiger E had a reduction of its research cost of $14,000, now only being $40,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $30,000, now being $150,000. The Tiger 2P had a reduction to its research cost of $17,000, now being $54,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $30,000, now being $180,000. The JPZ-45 had a reduction to its research cost of $65,000, now only being $95,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $130,000, now being only $260,000. The TAM had a reduction to its research cost of $30,000, now being only $220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $110,000, now being $580,000. The Beagle Panzer had a reduction to its research cost of $70,000, now being $180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $490,000. The M48A2A2 had a reduction to its research cost of $40,000, now being only $180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $90,000, now being $490,000. The M48 Super had a reduction to its purchase cost of $140,000, now being only $250,000, and a reduction to its research cost of $330,000, now only being $690,000. And the Leo 2K had a reduction to its research cost of $30,000, now being $220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $110,000, now being $580,000. For German aircraft, there was only one. The HE-111 H-16 had a reduction to its research cost of $22,000, now being only $14,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $58,000, now being only $55,000. For Russian tanks, the KV-2 had a reduction to its research cost of $22,000, now being $18,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $73,000, now being $77,000. The ASU-85 had a reduction to its research cost of $32,000, now being $63,000, and a reduction of its purchase cost of $50,000, now being $210,000. The SU-122-45 had a reduction to its research cost of $75,000, now being $95,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $180,000, now being $260,000. The IS-3 had a reduction to its research cost of $40,000, now being $120,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $90,000, now being $300,000. The ASU-57 had the same treatment, as well as the BMP-1, although the BMP-2 actually gained $40,000 to its research cost and $90,000 to its purchase cost. The BMP-3 had a reduction to its research cost of $140,000, leaving it at $250,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $330,000, leaving it at $690,000. The T-62 got the same treatment as the BMP-2, and the T-64A had a reduction of its research cost of $30,000, leaving it at $220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $110,000, leaving it at $580,000, which is a shame because I just researched that thing. Pretty good tank. For Russian aircraft, the Yak-30 went up in its research cost by $71,000, now being $170,000, and up in its purchase cost by $160,000, now being $550,000. The LA-200 got the same treatment and put under aircraft because I was being lazy. The Project 159 had an increase to its research cost of $11,000, now being $61,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of $40,000, now being $230,000. For British tanks, the Firefly had a reduction to its research cost of $28,000, now being $18,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $93,000, now being $77,000. The Comet 1 got a reduction to its research cost of $21,000, now being $33,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $50,000, now being $130,000. The Charioteer Mark 7 got a reduction to its research cost of $25,000, now being $46,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $40,000, now being $170,000. The FV4005 had a reduction to its research cost of $17,000, now being $780,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $30,000, now being $230,000. The Chieftain Mark 5 had an increase to its research cost of $40,000, now being $220,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of $90,000, now being $580,000. While the Chieftain Mark 10 had a reduction to its research cost of $30,000, now being also $220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of $110,000, now also being $580,000. And the Striker got the same treatment as the Chieftain Mark 5. The Ruikat had an increase to its research cost by $30,000, now being $250,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of $110,000, now being $690,000. And for British aircraft, the Meteor Mark 4 G41G had an increase to its its research cost by 71,000, now being 170,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of 160,000, now being 550,000. The Japanese M24 got the same treatment as the US one. The STA-1 got a decrease to its research cost by 32,000, now being 63,000, and the same reduction to its purchase cost as the M24. The STA-2 got a reduction to its research cost of 49,000, leaving it at 71,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 90,000, leaving it the same purchase cost of the STA-1. The Type 61 got a reduction to its research cost of 24,000, leaving it at 78,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 70,000, leaving it at 230,000. The Type 60 got a reduction to its research cost of 17,000, leaving it at 78,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 30,000, leaving it at 230,000. And the Ho Reproduction got a reduction to its research cost of 24,000, leaving it at 71,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 50,000, leaving it at 210,000. For Japanese aircraft, the F-86 F-30 got a reduction to its research cost of 71,000, leaving it at 99,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 160,000, leaving it at 390,000, which is great to hear because I'm currently researching that one. For China, the Type 59 had a reduction to its research cost of 50,000, leaving it at 120,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 140,000, leaving it at 300,000. The ZTZ-59D1 got a reduction to its research cost of 70,000, leaving it at 180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 200,000, leaving it at 490,000. The ZTZ-96 had a reduction to its research cost of 170,000, leaving it at 220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 440,000, leaving it at 580,000. For Chinese aircraft, their F-86 F-30 had a reduction, but greater than the Japanese one, research cost going down by 78,000, leaving it at 92,000, and purchase cost going down by 180,000, leaving it at 370,000. For Italy, the M36B1 had a reduction to its research cost of 24,000, leaving it at 71,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 50,000, leaving it at 210,000. The M26A1 had the same treatment, and the M47 had a reduction of 50,000 to its research cost, leaving it at 120,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 140,000, leaving it at 300,000. And the Centauro Rumor had a reduction to its research cost of 30,000, leaving it at 220,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 110,000, leaving it at 580,000. For Italian aircraft, the G91R3 had a increase to its research cost by 71,000, bringing it up to 170,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of 160,000, bringing it up to 550,000. For the French, the AML-90 had a decrease to its research cost by 17,000, bringing it down to 78,000, and a decrease to its research cost of 30,000, bringing it down to 230,000. The Char 25T had a reduction to its research cost of 24,000, bringing it down to 71,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 50,000, bringing it down to 210,000, while the Lorraine 40T had a reduction to its research cost of 25,000, bringing it down to 95,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 40,000, bringing it down to 260,000. The AMX-30B2 had a reduction to its research cost of 40,000, bringing it down to 180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 90,000, bringing it down to 490,000, while the Brenus went up 30,000 in its research cost, bringing it up to 250,000, and an increase of 110,000 to its purchase cost, bringing it to 690,000. The AMX-10RC had a decrease to its research cost by 70,000, bringing it down to 180,000, and a reduction to its purchase cost of 200,000, bringing it down to 490,000. For French aircraft, the Valtor 2A had a increase to its research cost of 70,000, bringing it up to 170,000, and an increase to its purchase cost of 160,000, bringing it up to 550,000. And finally, for the Swedish, their aircraft, the J28B went down 70,000, bringing it to 990,000, and had a purchase cost reduced of 160,000, bringing it down to 390,000. Now, there actually is a whole lot more changes that happen. However, they were deemed not nearly as important as the ones you see before you. This list was not made by myself, but of a member on my squadron, AVS. He made a list of things, and I didn't actually ask his permission if I could use it in my video, but I think it was kind of implied. But it was very helpful, so thank you once again, AVS. However, if you find any of the vehicles got research changes that were not included in this list, be sure to complain to AVS and not me. You can find them on my Discord. or on my Minecraft server, which I've been informed that I need to share this link or URL or whatever for people to get onto it. But anyways, let's get on to repair costs. And unlike the research and purchase costs, which were trending down for tanks, these costs are trending upward, typically for jets. And this list will not contain every single change, of course, because that would take forever. It's going to consist mostly of changes of 3,000 or more in their respective game mode. But anyways, starting with US aircraft, the P-63C5 is having an increase of 3,710 to its repair cost, now being at 8,220, which isn't that much, but for such a low tier aircraft is a little bit. The F4U F4 is having a reduction of over half its repair cost, going down 3,700 to now only 3,150. The PB4Y2 is having a reduction to its repair cost in realistic of 3,530, now being only 4,300. The B-29 is doing what it does best, soaring high into the stratosphere with such a high repair cost, going up 6,000, now being 44,000 in realistic, and going up 30,000 in simulator to 24,000. The B-57A is also following that trend, and simulator going up 8,000 to 58,000. The F7F1 is having a decrease to its realistic repair cost of 3,270, now being only 12,000, which is still pretty high. And just about all the newly added starfighters are having an increase to repair cost. Starting with the US ones, the A is having an increase in its realistic setting of 7,390, having now 12,100. And for the C and all three game modes, RB it's going up 3,570 to 5,290, and realistic going up 8,560 to now being 12,900, and simulator is going up 12,460, now being 32,300. And the last US vehicle, the USS Cleveland, is having an increase to its realistic repair cost by 4,230, now being 5,450. For Germany, there's plenty aircraft, but a few more tanks that got changed, starting with the Focke-Wulf 190 A5U2 had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now being 20,000. While the Me-410 B2U4 had a decrease to its repair cost of 3,650, now only being 1,010. While in simulator being reduced by 3,960 to now only 1,200. The Focke-Wulf 190 D12 had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now being 23,000, and the HE177 had an increase in its realistic repair cost of 5,000, now being 35,000, an increase to its simulator repair cost of 33,000, now being 21,000. The Toho 152 had a reduction to its realistic repair cost of 14,480, now only being 17,000, which is still pretty high. Also a reduction to its simulator repair cost of 4,000, now only being 24,000. The Toho 152 C3 did not have one nearly as dramatic. For realistic, it was only reducing by 4,000, now being 27,000, and for simulator, reducing by 3,000, now being 17,000. The ME163B0 had an increase to its realistic repair cost of 30,000, now being 20,000, and the G91R4 had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 10,740, now being 13,510. The F86K had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 22,520, now being a max of 35,280, and the MiG-21MF had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now being 20,000. And finally, for German aircraft, the F104G had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 11,090, now having a max of 28,110, as well a increase to its arcade repair cost of 3,000, now being 4,680. Four German tanks had significant changes to their repair costs. The Panzer 470 in arcade had an increase of 3,500, now having a max of 7,100. The Oswin 2 had an increase in arcade of 3,000, now being 21,000 to repair. Also in arcade, the Kugelblitz had an increase of 2,910, now having a max repair cost of 25,000. And in simulator, the M48A2G-A2 had a reduction to its repair cost of 8,000, now being only 4,000. And for boats in arcade, the Cologne F220 had a decrease to its repair cost of 8,820, now being 16,470, and the Admiral Graf Spee had a reduction to its realistic repair cost of 6,800, now only being 7,000. For Russian aircraft, the Yak-9 UT had an increase to its realistic repair cost of 4,080, now having a max of 11,240. The PEB-8 had a reduction in its simulator repair cost of 20,000, now only being 11,000. The Peshka 2 359 had a decrease in its realistic realistic and simulator repair costs. For realistic, it was 3,680, now having a max of 1,600. And for simulator, it was reduced 3,440, now having a max of 1,200. Also in simulator, the IL-10 had an increase to its repair cost of 3,050, now having a max of 4,800. And the TU-4 is doing also what the B-29 does, although a little bit behind. And realistic, it had an increase of 5,000 to its repair cost, now being 36,000. Just give it time, it's going to be back up at 50 or so. In the final aircraft, the MiG-21 SMT had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now being 20,000. For Russian tanks, the newly added Chrysanthema ATGM carrier had a reduction to its arcade repair cost of 3,850, now only being 1,780. A reduction to its realistic repair cost of 4,060, now only being 2,080. And a reduction to its simulator repair cost of 3,140, now only being 5,590. The IS-7 had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now being 21,000 to repair. And the Object 279 had an increase to its arcade repair cost of 5,500, now being 8,800 to repair. And the last tank was a strange one, probably some sort of a glitch or something, as the vehicle was titled, what I assume in Russian is just NA, not available. Regardless, it had an increase to its repair cost for simulator of 4,410, now costs 5,890 to repair, though I still don't know what tank that is. There was 3 Russian boats that had major changes to their repair costs, starting with the Project 191M. An arcade had an increase of 5,050 and now costs 7,030 to repair, and a realistic had an increase of 9,900 and now costs 12,660 to repair. In arcade, the Project 159 had an increase of 3,300 to its repair cost, now costing 5,400, and the Project 56 had an increase in its arcade repair cost of 3,000, now costing 6,090 to repair. For the UK, the Hornet Mark III had an increase to its realistic repair cost of 3,520, now costing 14,940 to repair. The Lincoln B Mark II had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now costing 21,000 to repair. The Meteor F Mark III had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 4,000, now costing 30,000 to repair. The Cranberry B Mark II had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 7,000, now costing 51,000 to repair. The Swift F7 had a decrease to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now only costing 20,000 to repair. The Hunter F1 had a reduction to its simulator cost as well of 3,000, now costing 21,000 to repair. And the Hunter F6 had a decrease to its realistic repair cost of 5,000, now only costing 10,000 to repair. The newly added Scimitar had a major reduction to its simulator repair cost of 22,680, now only costing 21,780 to repair. The Lightning F6 had a reduction of 3,010 to its simulator repair cost, now only costing 18,000 to repair. The Phantom FGR2 had a reduction to its simulator repair cost of 4,000, now only costing 23,000 to repair. And the Phantom FG Mark I had a reduction to its realistic repair cost of 13,830, now only costing 6,680 to repair, and an increase to its simulator repair cost of 4,790, now costing 30,290 to repair. And for British tanks, the Challenger 2 F2 had an increase to its arcade repair cost of 7,450, now being 12,710 to repair, an increase to its realistic repair cost of 4,770, now costing 10,600 to repair, and an increase of 2,920 to its simulator repair cost, now costing 11,080 to repair. For Japan, the Ki 61-1 Kia had a reduction for its arcade repair cost of 5,300, now only costing 4,700, and a major reduction to its simulator repair cost of 41,510, now only costing 4,490 to repair. And beyond that, Japan had a rough time in Air Simulator, as all the next ones are all increases. For Simulator, the A7M2 went up 4,000, now being 29,000 to repair. The G5N1 went up 5,000, now being 39,000 to repair. The Ki 84 Hie went up 3,000, now being 21,000 to repair. The F86 F40 went up 3,000 to be 24,000 to repair. The F104J went up 14,840 to now repair at 32,340. And the F4EJ went up 3,000, now being 25,000 to repair. But there was a few reductions for their tanks. The M24 went down in Simulator 3,110 to now being only 3,300 to repair. The Type 93 went down 7,430 in Simulator to only be 2,620 to repair. The Type 90B in Sim went down 6,000 and now only costs 8,000 to repair. And the Ikazuchi went down in realistic battles 10,710, now only being 25,000 to repair. For China, the Mosquito FB Mark 26 went down in realistic by 3,000 3010, now only costing 22,000 to repair. The P1Y1 Mod 11 went down in realistic by 3,060, now only being 26,000 to repair. The PB4Y2 went down in simulator by 5,000, now only being 32,000 to repair, and in realistic by 3,950, now only being 6,300 to repair. The LA9 went down in realistic by 3,780, now only being 10,250 to repair. The TU4, just like the other TU4, went up 5,000, now costing 36,000 to repair, but in simulator went down by 3,000, now only costing 20,000 to repair. The F86 F40 and arcade went down by 4,530, now only being 6,730 to repair, but in simulator it went down by 13,700, now only being 10,020 to repair. The J6A went down by 3,000 in simulator, now only being 21,000 to repair, and the F104A went up by 9,800 in arcade, now being 11,640 to repair, went up by 8,590 to 13,300 in realistic, and in simulator went up by 7,160, now costing 28,720 to repair, and the G went up in arcade by 4,310 to 5,990, and realistic went up 5,670 silver lions to now cost 9,910 to repair, and in simulator went up by 17,600, now costing 34,620 to repair. For their tanks, only one got changes. That was the T692G, which went up in arcade by 2,980 silver lions, now having a max repair cost of 5,310. For Italy, the G55 Series 1 went up by 3,000 silver lions and now has a max repair cost of 20,000. The G56, on the other hand, went down by 9,000, now only costing 35,000 to repair. However, went up 40,000 in simulator, now costing 30,000 to repair. The G91YS went up in simulator by 3,000, now costing 25,000 to repair. The F86K in simulator went down by 4,000, now costing 28,000 to repair. And the F104S went up in simulator by 8,580, now costing 25,600 to repair. It did not make it into the category, but I always like to keep an eye on the RE 2005 as it typically has a pretty high repair cost, but this time around, and realistic, it only went up by 2,000, now costing 18,000, and simulator actually went down by 2,000, now costing 11,000. But for Italian tanks, the only one that had significant changes was the M18, and arcade went up by 3,840, now costing 5,370, and the only new boat that they got that had a change to its repair cost was the P494, which went up in arcade by 8,570, now costing 13,090 to repair, and realistic went up by 4,920, now costing 10,490 to repair. France actually had the shortest list of significant changes, starting with the Mirage 3C, going up in simulator by 10,760, now costing a max repair cost of 34,710. The F86K went up by 3,000 in simulator, now costing 20,000, and the Valtor 2B went up by 3,000 in simulator as well, now costing 26,000. For tanks, the AMX 1390 went down in simulator by 14,570, now only costing 5,000 to repair, and the Lorraine 40T actually had a reduction to its repair cost of 6,000, now only costing 11,000 to repair and realistic. For Sweden, the T18B1 had an increase to its simulator repair cost of 3,000, now costing 26,000 to repair, which is pretty high for such a low tier aircraft. I guess it's really effective. The J21A2 had a reduction to its arcade repair cost of 6,500, now only costing 8,700. The J29F had an increase in its simulator repair cost of 3,050, now costing 22,000 to repair, while the JA29B had a massive reduction to its repair cost of 17,110, now only costing 5,890 to repair. And the A23A also had a massive reduction to its repair cost of 18,590, now only costing 12,410 to repair. The J32B had a massive reduction to its arcade repair cost of 9,710, now only costing 15,200 to repair, and the J35D had a reduction to its simulator repair cost of 3,140, now only costing 21,860 to repair. And for the tanks, the STRV 101 had a reduction to its realistic repair cost of 4,440, now only costing 6,300 to repair. The 121 had a reduction to its realistic repair cost of 4,380, now only costing 9,900 to repair. The LVR-BV 107 had a huge reduction to its simulator repair cost of 27,900, now only costing 2,660 to repair, and a less significant, but still pretty significant, reduction to its arcade repair cost of 5,230, now costing 26,600 5,820 to repair, and the STRF 9056 had an increase to its arcade repair cost of 4,740, now costing 5,920 to repair. And that there, my friends, is all of the significant changes. There are minor ones, of course, but I don't really want this video to be 4 hours long. In fact, it being 37 minutes long is far too long as it currently stands. I'm pretty sure though I could cut quite a lot out of this. And I believe there are some battle rating changes and a few other things, but I'm gonna save that for Sunday's video, which is supposed to actually come out on Sunday, not the Friday of the next week. Anyways, I'm gonna thank my Patreons and YouTube members. Starting with Patreons, there's the classic Red Fox, as well as returning Sukoblat Idinahui. And for YouTube members, we have Pedor Klinsky, Nico Korkamaki, The Royal Rat, I Like Them Thick, Mehmet Hazarchi, Job Lopsky, Tex, One Max, Roger Rimmer, Grimace, Mighty Peppers, Pointless Gunsinks, and Waffly Joker 6. A big thank you to all those guys. YouTube members and Patreons get the videos uploaded a little bit early, a unique Discord role, as well as should be getting extra permissions in my Discord server that I brought up earlier. So if you'd be interested in joining that, there should be links below. If you have any comments, concerns, or questions, be sure to hit me up in the comments. If you've liked the video, be sure to hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, don't hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit this subscribe button. I make More Than a Week in News videos, it seems like whenever, but it's supposed to be every Sunday. I work on the videos every Sunday. And I like to make random videos throughout the week and stream on Saturday, so be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload anything. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. In the terms of bonus news, can somebody tell me what's going on with the Romanian EULA?